right, this is the Village of Round Lake Beach Council meeting for February 27th, 2023 at 7 p.m. I am Mayor Scott Nichols. Clerk, can we have the roll? Our administrator's acting as our clerk tonight. too,
Yes.
sorry.
Trustee Husk,
Here.
Trustee Valdez, Trustee Davis,
Here.
Trustee Cleveland,
Here.
Trustee Ibera,
Here.
Trustee Stout,
Here.
Mayor Nichols.
Here. Let the record show a quorum is present. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. If I could, we are going to have a couple changes to the agenda tonight. As corrected, we're going to be pulling business item O from the agenda tonight. We're also going to be adding a number 3 and a 4 for appointments on the mayor's report. So if I could, can I get a motion and a second for as corrected on the agenda?
So moved.
So moved by Trustee Husk, second by Trustee Cleveland. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Motion will carry. Approval of the council meeting minutes for January 16th, 2023 as presented, unless anyone saw anything incorrect. Hearing none, can I get a motion and a second for the approval of the council meeting minutes from January 16th, 2023? So moved by Trustee Avara,
Second.
second by Trustee Stout. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have that as well. Motion will carry. The approval of the expenditures tonight for $1,186,467.89. I know we went over this in our committee of the whole meeting, but Director Griffin, do you have any comments?
I do not, other than under Aflac, December should be December. Obviously, just a typo, but there's nothing remarkable on this month's warrant report.
Excuse me. So, hearing any information needed by the board? I know, like I said, we went over all the bills in the committee of the whole report. Hearing none, can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
So moved by Trustee Cleveland, second by Trustee Davis, and a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Davis,
Aye.
Trustee Cleveland,
Aye.
Trustee Ibera,
Aye.
Trustee Stout,
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
All right, the ayes have that. Motion will carry. Ratifications tonight, we have none. Standing committee reports. Any of the trustees have any reports need to be talked about tonight? Hearing none, we'll move on to the mayor's report. We have a proclamation for a 100th birthday.
Yes, the Village of Round Lake Beach proclamation for the 100th birthday of Deslini Romani. Whereas longevity of life is a blessing for an individual and for a community which benefits from the knowledge, creativity, and experiences this individual brings to all. And whereas Round Lake Beach senior citizens have earned respect and admiration of all our citizens of the county for their knowledge, wisdom, and community spirit, and whereas Delicia Romani, who recently celebrated her 100th birthday after immigrating to Chicago from Trinidad and Tobago in November of 1969, made a life for herself helping others by working in home health care for more than 40 years. And whereas Delicia Romani was married to her husband Bernard while in Trinidad and Tobago, and whereas Ms. Deslini cared for others in her community as a babysitter and place for care for children and family members, and whereas she was devoted to her family, she and Bernard raised 8 children and have 45 grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Therefore, whereas Delicia Romani is a proud resident of Round Lake Beach, now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and the village board of Round Lake Beach, Illinois, do hereby proclaim its congratulations on the event of her 100th birthday and urge our citizens to pay special tribute to this very special member of our community. Dated the 27th day of February 2023.
Great, thank you very much. And did a family member show up tonight? I know they were not certain they were going to be here tonight. We do like to take time to appreciate our elders in our community, and we're very, very happy Delicia has lived here in Round Lake Beach for as long as she has. So thank you, and we will move on to our police department awards now. Number 2, Chief Wiley.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Tonight, we'll be honoring 3 awards, Officer of the Year, Citizen of the Year, and Volunteer of the Year. To present the Officer of the Year will be Deputy Chief Ryan Rodriguez.
Thank you, Chief. Mayor and Board, thank you. It is my honor to introduce Officer Reiser, our 2022 Officer of the Year. Sir, if you will. Officer Reiser is joined this evening by his mother, Emmy, his father, David, his wife, Carrie, his son, Nicholas. He'd also like to acknowledge his daughters who could not be here due to their studies at college. That's Brianna and Ashley. He is such a good man that he was actually able to also draw some neighbors, which are out here. My neighbors aren't coming out for anything, so. We'd also like to acknowledge Gunnery Sergeant Steve Petty, who's from the Marine Corps along with Officer Reiser, and in addition to his family and children. At this time, I'd like to introduce Officer Reiser and describe to you why he has been selected as our 2022 Officer of the Year. Simply, Officer Reiser represents Round Lake Beach with absolute greatness. You should be proud, Mayor and Board. He challenges himself and does not settle for mediocrity. Officer Reiser consistently seeks training opportunities to build his own knowledge base within his position, but moreover, he is recognized for his effort that he puts forth in imparting his knowledge onto his peers and supervisors. In 2022, Officer Reiser coordinated several scenario-based training events to provide realistic, hands-on training experiences for new officers and veteran officers on his shift. He worked with his supervisor to address meaningful policy changes consistent with modern practices and modern tactics. As a field training officer, Officer Reiser actively trained several of our officers, and as a mentor in our mentorship program, he guided and counseled our new officers and introduced them to our unique culture here at the Village of Round Lake Beach. Officer Reiser effectively balances his patrol responsibilities with several other specialty positions with the department. Officer Reiser remains active as a NIPUS operator, as a field training officer, a warrant service team member, a range instructor, active shooter preparedness instructor, and a less lethal shotgun instructor. To illustrate this balance, despite holding these specialty positions, Officer Reiser was recognized in July of 2022 by the Alliance Against Intoxicated Motorists with an award for exceptional DUI enforcement while on patrol. Officer Reiser was also recognized in 2022 for 3 years of perfect attendance, and he is also recognized with another perfect attendance for this 2022. That's a little sidebar for you, buddy. That's why his neighbors like him. He's always gone, always at work. Through his hard work and dedication, Officer Reiser has become an expert and a point person in rapid deployment and rescue task force operations. In 2022, he dedicated time to work with the Grays Lake Police Department, the Round Lake Police Department, Grays Lake Fire Department, and the Greater Round Lake Area Fire Department for analyzing our area's joint police and fire department response to active shooter and violent intruder incidents. To accomplish this objective, Officer Reiser selflessly adjusted his own personal time off to ensure that he was able to participate and actively represent Round Lake Beach at each of these meetings. In the end, Officer Reiser has capitalized on networking with area school districts, which has given him a platform for providing guidance on active shooter responses. Obviously, something very important in this modern day. To round things off, Officer Reiser consistently participates in community-oriented events, including Cop on Top, Shop with a Cop, and various other events at the Round Lake Area School District. It is refreshing to see what Officer Reiser has accomplished throughout 2022 as a veteran officer with our police department. Officer Reiser has truly embodied what is expected of a Round Lake Beach police officer, and for all this, he is named as our 2022 Officer of the Year. Officer Reiser. I would like to call up our outgoing Officer of the Year, Officer Cortez. Oh my, Commander Cortez, my apology. All right, as is tradition, Commander Cortez is going to pass on the Active Officer of the Year pin. And as the outgoing guy, I'm going to give you the, thanks, but the prior Officer of the Year pin. Officer Reiser, it is my honor to give you your certificate for the 2022 Officer of the Year. Thank you for everything you've given us. Thank you for everything you've given to our community. And I know there's a whole lot more coming, my friend. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh.
Congratulations.
Chief, you want to give Ms. Platt? Okay. Make it look like it was intentional. One more thing from the chief.
Congratulations. Job well done.
Thank you very much.
There you go. Oh, boy.
Got to take a picture?
Yeah, we're gonna take a picture.
Look at a smile.
Mayor and Board, thank you. I would like to call up our 2022 Civilian of the Year, George Steinberg, please. Civilian of the Year, we just started recently, and it's basically embodies what our citizen, thank you. When a citizen bonds not only with the police department, but shows citizenship and volunteerism throughout the county for many, many years. George has served on the Civic Center Foundation Committee, 4 years of volunteering at our Memorial Day Parade event, 3 years on the Beach Fest Committee, 9 years with the Greater Round Lake Area Fire Protection District, 7 long years of cooking hamburgers for our police officers at National Night Out. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. He's now serving as one of our police commissioners. He served 3 years on the zoning board, and most of all, 15 years volunteering for the Boy Scouts of America in our community. George has been selfless, not only with the police department, but almost every aspect of our community, and that is why he has been selected for Citizen of the Year from the Round Lake Beach Police Department for the year 2022. Congratulations.
Well deserved, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for being so inspiring.
Commander Paul Grace will now be presenting Volunteer of the Year for 2022.
Good evening, Mayor and Village Board. I'm proud to represent the Round Lake Beach Emergency Management Agency tonight as we award our 2022 Volunteer of the Year recipient. As you guys know, the Round Lake Beach Emergency Management Agency, which is often referred to as Mobileye, is a 35-person volunteer organization. They respond to emergency callouts for traffic control, civic center events, and a host of other things that we rely on them on a daily basis for. I'm going to ask for Roger Wickersheim to come up. Lieutenant Roger Wickersheim is joined today by his wife Carol, his daughter Jennifer, and son Kevin. Roger's 3 other children and 7 grandchildren could not make it tonight. Roger is a longtime resident of Round Lake Beach and has served at the Round Lake Beach Emergency Management Agency for 13 years. Roger was elected by his peers to the rank of lieutenant and nominated by multiple members for the Volunteer of the Year award within our organization. Roger is also our Community Emergency Response Team instructor, and he trains both the Round Lake Beach Emergency Management Agency and agencies abroad in Lake County in the areas of CERT and other areas of community involvement and stuff that involves safety and traffic direction, traffic control. His list is long on the areas that he instructs on. Roger can be relied upon to help his community in a time of need and is content doing so behind the scenes and without accolades. It's very well known about Roger. In 2022, Roger logged 150 volunteer hours to the group and to our community. That's impressive. That's a lot of hours. It's a lot of time that he sacrificed from his own life, from his own family, to invest in our communities, to keep people safe, to keep our officers safe, to keep them available for other calls as well. Roger was described by his peers as someone always willing to share knowledge with others, highly experienced, and someone who can be relied upon to respond to the most emergency callouts at any point in time, day or night. So it's for those reasons that Lieutenant Roger Wickersheim is the 2022 Donald Portson Volunteer of the Year recipient.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for all your time.
Congratulations.
Well done.
We have one other item on the agenda here, and that's for Commander Brian Nicholson. If you can come on up. This is one of those bittersweet moments when you get to work with all these volunteers, and as the saying goes, cream always rises to the top, and Brian is another one of those examples. Brian has served our group for 18 years and recently obtained his Professional Development Series certification through the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. During his tenure with the Round Lake Beach Emergency Management Agency, Brian rose through the ranks and eventually became the commander of the group, which is the highest ranking volunteer in the group. Brian has devoted countless hours, I would say thousands of hours, of volunteer work to the group and the Round Lake area as a whole. If there was an event or an emergency call out, I can guarantee you that either Brian's cell phone was being used, or his email account was being used, or people were at his house reaching out to him. But recently, Brian accepted a position to pursue a career that he is passionate about in the field of emergency management, and is now an emergency management specialist for the Lake County Emergency Management Agency. Please join me in thanking and congratulating Brian for his exemplary service to our community and to our group. Brian, I have a certificate to present to you today, thanking you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations. You'll be missed. Yep.
I'm still around.
Congratulations, it's a big.
So much, Brian, and congratulations.
Chief, is that all from you? All right, we will be moving on, but I want to definitely make sure I make a point to say before we we actually bring in and reappoint, some new people as, committee people and board volunteers. I can't say, we wouldn't be able to do this without all the volunteers and without all of your efforts over the years, from everyone that's here tonight, that's gotten an award. We greatly appreciate everything you do for our community, and that's what makes this a great community. So thank you. So we will be moving on to item number 3, an appointment, for the Planning and Zoning Committee. Michael Razak, could you come up? And if you would give it just a minute, let's get this, like, these two board members, and then we'll let everyone go at the same time. And then we'll go on with the list of business that we have. So Michael, if you would, correct. If I could, then, for the appointment of Planning and Zoning, new member, Mike Razak, member of Round Lake Beach for years now, a school teacher and a pastor, I believe, as well. He'll be a great appointment for our Planning and Zoning Department. So if we could, I have a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
So moved by trustee Husk, second by Margie Cleveland. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion carries. Michael will be our next Planning and Zoning Committee. They will be giving you information, but if you could,
Ask you to raise your right hand. I, Michael Ryzak,
I, Michael Ryzak,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully
discharge
discharge
the duties of the office of Planning and Zoning Commissioner
the duties of the Planning and Zoning Commissioner
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my
So
ability.
help me God.
So help me God.
thank you very much, Michael. We're gonna be reappointing, Jerry Mattingly. Will be doing that in office. He's not here tonight, but as a reappointment, he does not need to be. We'll have him sworn in by our clerk, on Monday. So I do want to thank everyone again, all our volunteers. Mike, thank you very much for coming in tonight. Planning and Zoning will be reaching out to you by email and by phone for the first Thursday night of this month, which is coming up. We have a busy schedule. That's the one nice thing about getting the board completed and full. We have quite a bit of activity going on in our community, filling our storefronts and building new buildings. So thank you again. All of you are dismissed if you'd like to go. We do have quite a bit of business. If you'd like to sit in and listen to it, you're more than welcome, but I would enjoy the cake if I was you as well. Michael?
Scott, do you still have his one?
Could, I'm just gonna come down and have him take a, actually, give it to Gil. Oh, thank you.
Lee.
Let's photobomb. Let's go behind him.
Why don't you come to the podium and introduce him?
Are we ready?
Oh, yeah, we were. It's over there.
All righty. So we can move on from this. Number 4 was the reappointment of Jerry Mattingly to the pension board. His term has expired. And if we could I get a motion and a second for that?
So moved.
So moved by trustee Cleveland,
Second.
second by trustee Husk. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. He'll be sworn in this week here in the office, okay? Moving on to business item A tonight. Resolution approving a proposal from Revised Software Systems for the redesign of the village website. And I believe we do have him online and a presentation here just to give us a little information of why and what we're redesigning.
Yeah, and Mayor, and if I could, I'll introduce Lee, but I just wanted to make it apparent to the trustees that we're recommending and would need a motion to approve a dollar amount of just over 16,000 a year for the next 4 years and 5,000 per year thereafter. So they're gonna offer the 49-some thousand dollars on a payment plan, and we're, as a staff, recommending that dollar amount if you approve this change from Civic Plus to Revise. And with that, I'd let
Just-
Lee introduce
Second
our,
here, too. Just so you know, too, this is in line with Civic Plus as far as the pricing. So we're right on the same budget, just we're gonna be getting more for our money.
So basically what happened was about 2 months ago, Civic Plus reached out to us asking for a redesign just as part of their contract every 4 years. We looked into the contract on July 1st, that contract goes up. And because the staff, not just these, but the staff was very unhappy with Civic Plus's back-end system, operating system. So we took this opportunity to look around at Revise and Granicus and actually Civic Plus again. Civic Plus wasn't changing their back end, so we weren't happy with it. Granicus could not fulfill the contract that we wanted within the time limit that we had. Revise came through, and they've actually came through with great numbers and wonderful. It's a wonderful presentation. So Sean from Revise is here on that screen as soon as in a second. He may not be able to see you, but you can see him. You there? Hopefully. There he is.
There we are.
We met with Sean twice, once just Mark, Rich and I, and then the entire staff met with him. He did a full presentation to explain everything that was going on. So we're gonna give you a quick presentation from him. We told him to keep it to 5 minutes, no more. So, because
but you have unlimited time for
you
questions.
have unlimited time, but his presentation to you was shortened. Trust me, it's not the hour that we sat through.
Yes.
Will there be access to information such as how many visitors, how long they spent on the website, how many pages they visited?
On the back end, there will be. Hey, Sean, can you hear me? Hey, can you call up the Olympia website?
Correct.
Yes. Can you hear me, Sean? Can you call up the Olympia website that you guys do, that you have? There's us.
And just the stress that when somebody does use their mobile device, it will look as clean on the mobile device as you see it on a laptop or your home computer, which was one of the critical features we needed.
Yeah, the issue that we have now is that we were developed in 2013, and it looks like it was developed when the internet started. And if you look at some of the websites and some of the things that have come out lately, there's no reason to not take advantage of these things.
All right.
Like I said, we sat down with the entire staff. We had a massive staff meeting that we showed them the sites for both sites, and they picked this one. So. Yeah, we had a staff meeting, and you were chosen.
So now we're going to go to the questions if the board has any, but we did thoroughly vet this.
Any questions at all from the board on this? Something that's needed to be done for quite some time. Staff and Lee spends numerous of hours trying to deal with the back end. I do not. I have no knowledge on this stuff at all. I know, Paul, you might have a lot more than most of us, but this is going to make it much easier work for them, and we should be able to get more accomplished, and not only more accomplished here with our staff, but also the fact that it'll be much user-friendly for everyone out in the public, and the fact that they'll be able to use it from their phone and have it look the same as as it does on our computers and desktops. That's going to be a huge plus.
One last thing, it is a 21-week turnaround, so this is why it was on the cow. We just got done with everything, but we have to move now to get this so that we can get it up and running by the time the Civic Plus contract runs out July 1st.
Yep. All right.
Well, I'm looking forward to the new website because I've helped people navigate the old one, and it's pretty tricky at times.
Yes. Yes, it is.
A lot of the stuff too, when people are looking up ordinances and things, it's almost impossible to get done on our site now. That's going to be one of the things that's done that will be super easy to get to on here.
They're going to transfer everything over from the Civic Plus site that we have now and put it on their site and then design.
And one of the other things you're approving later tonight is the scanning service, which will help put forward-facing transparency too.
All right. So, to change over from Civic Plus, for a resolution approving the proposal from Revised Software Systems for the redesign of the village website. It will be an investment of $16,000 a year for the next 4 years, and then approximately $5,000 per year after that. Any questions or comments at all from the board? Hearing none, can I have a motion and a second to move forward?
So moved.
So moved by trustee Ibarra,
Second.
second by trustee Stout, and a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cleveland.
Aye.
Trustee Ibera.
Aye.
Trustee Stout.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Ayes have that. Motion will carry. Item B, now we'll see if, thank you for coming tonight.
Oh,
We
thank
greatly
you.
appreciate you giving the presentation. And we look forward to this website that you're going to make sure is top notch. All right. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, good night.
All right, moving on to item B. We're going to try to roll through the rest of these as quickly as we can. We did speak about the rest of these and have no more well, I should say we can have conversation if anyone has any questions, but we have no more presentations on it. So business item B, a resolution of the Village of Round Lake Beach in support of the tax increment financing. Administrator Rooney?
In short, this is the state legislator with push from the school districts across the state are asking to change the TIF legislation and encumber it in ways that would make it difficult for all municipalities to use tax increment financing for economic development incentives. And the thing that they forget at the school districts, if we don't have economic development, the tax base doesn't grow as fast. So we're just asking to do a standard resolution that we've done in the past to oppose the changes requested from the school districts.
This resolution will get sent to Springfield, more or less stating that we'd like to keep with the Illinois Municipal League, keep things the way they are. So if we could, a motion and a second, if there's no questions.
So moved.
So moved by trustee Husk. Second?
Second?
Second by trustee Davis. And a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Ibera.
Aye.
Trustee Stout.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Cleveland.
Aye.
All right, hearing all ayes, motion carries. Item C, a resolution opposing the proposed annual Lake Michigan water allocation fees of the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. Administrator Rooney, this is just a bill, I mean,
This is a bill that's new, that's asking for, which would affect us and all the Jawa members. It'd essentially be a $5,000 fee that would be put toward a state fund that would help communities that have difficulties meeting their IDNR reporting requirements. So it would penalize those that have been operating effectively and efficiently over these past years and charge us a fee to help those that can't help themselves. So we're opposing that because it'll put money on our water rates.
all right, this is another item that the Illinois Municipal League has asked us to help them support this not going forward. So we are writing a resolution to send it back to Springfield to ask them to rethink this and vote no against this. Can I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
So moved by trustee Cleveland,
Second.
second by trustee Stout, and a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Stout.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Cleveland.
Aye.
And Trustee Ibera.
Aye.
All right, ayes have that, motion will carry. Business item D, a resolution approving a settlement agreement in the amount of $8,553. Go ahead.
This is just a agreement with Asvar, is a accounting type firm that's been looking at all of our bills over the past years, and they found that ComEd was not including customers in our geographic Round Lake Beach area, and it's about $8,553, and after we pay Azavar, we'll have about $4,469, but we need council approval to enter into this settlement with ComEd.
Again, this didn't cost us anything. This is a company that went out there and searched for things to find money that was left on the table, that should have been in our pockets. And if we could, a motion and a second to approve.
So moved.
So moved by trustee Ibarra,
Second.
second by trustee Stout, and a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Husk,
Aye.
trustee Davis,
Aye.
trustee Cleveland,
Aye.
trustee Ibera,
Aye.
and trustee Stout.
Business item E, an ordinance amending section 3-2-8 of the village code and creating a new classification of liquor license resolution. Director Rivera.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. This is an additional liquor license for the Class K. Basically, this authorizes the retail sale on the premises, specified of alcoholic liquor for consumption on the premises, also when food is available, and in conjunction with gaming. So this would require food to be required as well. So I know this has been discussed before. Are there any questions?
Anyone have any questions on this? All right, then if we could, a motion and a second approving the ordinance amending section 3-2-8 of the village code and creating a new classification of liquor license. Can I have a motion and a second, please? So moved by trustee Davis.
Second.
Second by trustee Husk. And a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Davis,
Aye.
trustee Cleveland,
Aye.
trustee Ibera,
Aye.
trustee Stout,
Aye.
trustee Husk.
Aye.
Ayes have that, motion will carry. Business item F, a resolution approving a master service agreement with Lexipol LLC for a not-to-exceed amount of $46,230.30. Chief Wildy.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. We discussed this at the COW. Lexipol is going to assist us in how we manage, store, and update our almost 500 pages of general orders and rules and regulations. Right now, we basically have them on a shared network drive that gives us no type of mechanism to train or have accountability on sign-off procedures on these rules and regulations and updates to policies. Lexipol will also assist us with making sure that we are at the most current best practices with our policies to be compliant with our current accreditation process, as well as them having their own team of attorneys that are always monitoring ever-changing court precedences and statutes. So this will benefit our agency as not only for our accountability for the officers being trained and signing off on it, but liability-wise for the village to make sure that we are at the best practices for our policies and procedures moving forward.
All right, a lot of this has come from the fact that things do change so regularly, and even more so now with the Safety Act in Springfield that our state representatives have put upon us. So this will keep us up to date to make sure that we're in complete compliance with the things that we can't keep up on. because
That is
they
correct,
change
Mayor,
daily.
yes.
So if I could, a motion and a second for approving the resolution for $46,230.30 for the master service agreement with Lexipol LLC.
So moved.
So moved by trustee Cleveland,
Second.
second by trustee Ibarra. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cleveland,
Aye.
trustee Ibera,
Aye.
trustee Stout,
Aye.
trustee Husk,
Aye.
trustee Davis.
Aye.
Ayes have that, motion will carry. Business item G, resolution approving a government agency agreement with Flock Group Incorporated regarding automatic license plate readers for a not-to-exceed amount of $17,550. And I believe actually automated license plate readers is not the most accurate description, I'm guessing, correct?
They're just license plate readers.
All right. Would you like to discuss a little bit, tell them, we did discuss this all in the committee of the whole. Is everyone aware? Okay. And I know we did discuss how efficient and helpful this could be to our police department and the surrounding communities as well. So if we could, I have a motion and a second then for the Flock Group resolution.
So moved.
So moved by trustee Stout. Second?
Second.
Second by trustee Husk. And a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Ibera.
Aye.
Trustee Stout.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Cleveland.
Aye.
Ayes have that. Motion will carry. Business item H, a resolution approving a proposal from Treetop Products Incorporated for the radar speed signs for a not-to-exceed amount of $6,236.52. Chief Wildy, I believe this is for a couple more locations for permanent or semi-permanent affixed radar signs, correct?
That is correct, Mayor and Board. We did discuss this at the committee of the whole. Some questions did come up regarding the portability of these. These two were initially planned to be permanently assigned to the two spots in our town that we received the most complaints. At the committee, we also discussed about our current portable sign that we are in the process of purchasing new batteries for that one. And I also have one of my personnel also researching about getting another portable sign because the other one was ordered 5 years ago. Technology obviously improving things. We can maybe able to get one that's a little bit easier, not so burdensome to move from spot to spot. So we would have two signs that were permanently affixed to our problem areas, and then we would have two portable signs that when we get complaints in other areas that we can also do that. So we would have a total of 3 permanent signs with the one on Orchard, and then one on Wood Oak, and then one on Clarendon, and then we'd have 2 portable signs that we can put up anywhere within a village street because Lake County requires a permit if we are going to put up a temporary sign.
Greatly appreciated. Thank you for looking into all of that. For the resolution proposing from Treetop Products for the radar speed signs for a not-to-exceed amount of $6,236.52. That's for the 2 semi-permanent locations, additional to Orchard. Can I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
So moved by trustee Davis, second by trustee Cleveland, and a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Stout.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Cleveland.
Aye.
Trustee Ibera.
Ayes have that. Motion will carry. Business item I, a resolution approving grade crossing median improvement plans relative to a railroad quiet zone corridor for a not-to-exceed amount of $62,600. Director Hiltz.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Board. This was discussed at the committee meeting, but the quiet zone Buffalo Grove did the study. It's the quiet zone prohibits the trains from blowing their horns 24 hours a day, except for emergencies. But to meet that requirement, certain grade changes to the crossings are needed for each community that wasn't in compliance. Round Lake Beach was one, and this is a joint bid. And then we're anticipating the bid opening next month, but we wanted to authorize staff to execute the contracts when they come in so we don't have a delay over the summer.
All right, so the resolution approving the grade crossing median improvements plan relative to the railroad quiet zone corridor not to exceed amount of $62,600. Can we have a motion and a second?
So moved.
So moved by trustee Ibarra,
Second.
second by trustee Husk, and a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Cleveland.
Aye.
Trustee Ibera.
Aye.
Trustee Stout.
Ayes have that. Motion will carry. Resolution on item J, authorizing and approving an award of contract to National Power Routing Corporation for a sanitary sewer lining for a not-to-exceed amount of $183,363.75. Director Hiltz.
Yeah, thank you again, Board, Mayor and the Board. This was discussed at the committee meeting. This project is a sewer rehab project without excavating, and it does meet our CMOM requirements to maintain our sanitary sewer throughout the village.
And at a substantial savings to replacing, correct?
Yeah, you do save a lot when you can sewer line.
All right, so if we could, a motion and a second for the $183,363.75 for authorizing to National Power Routing Corporation for the sanitary sewer lining.
So moved.
So moved by trustee Cleveland,
Second.
second by trustee Davis, and a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Ibera.
Aye.
Trustee Stout.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
All right.
Trustee Cleveland.
Aye.
We now have all of our ayes. Motion will carry. Business item K, a resolution of the Village of Round Lake Beach, Illinois, reallocating 2023 volume cap to the Village of Buffalo Grove in the amount of $3,249,720.
Essentially, this board will, and mayor will allow the village to allocate to the bigger group. And this year, Buffalo Grove is hosting that cap, and it's for major redevelopment in the county of Lake. And the Lake County partners set this up each year. And if we don't have a project to go forward, we then allocate our funds. And it allows redevelopment and encourages job-creating business manufacturing to be in Lake County.
And this is not revenues from the village? It's
No,
actually
no, it's just our allocation.
allocation money,
Yep.
yep. So if I could, a motion and a second for the reallocating of the 2023 volume cap to the Village of Buffalo Grove.
So moved.
So moved by trustee Stout, a second by trustee Husk. A roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cleveland.
Aye.
Trustee Ibera.
Aye.
Trustee Stout.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
The ayes have that, motion will carry. Business item L, a resolution waiving the bidding process and accepting a proposal from Datamation Imaging Services to provide laserfish implementation and scanning services for a not-to-exceed amount of $188,691.
Board and trustees, I know Susan can add if I leave anything out, but that dollar amount is the worst case if we do everything that we've found in the basement worthy of scanning. In the first year, we plan on spending approximately $36,000. And in the second year, there's items for $90,000 for some storage boxes, 297 boxes in the basement for $91,000 almost. We may not do all that in a given year. We're probably gonna do this in increments of 50 to 60,000 in each year. So the worst case over time would be that 183, but we'll only be spending the 36,000 this year. And then in the second year, which is May 1st, probably anywhere from 50 to 75,000, not the full amount.
All right.
And this, of course, we talked about scanning, what that would do, and the forward-facing documentation we could provide for the public on the webpage too.
All right, a resolution accepting the proposal from Datamation Imaging Services to provide the laserfish implementation and scanning services for a not-to-exceed amount of $188,691, and that'll be done in increments, not all at one time. The first year looks like about 40,000 or less.
Yes.
Can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
So moved by trustee Ibarra,
Second.
second by trustee Cleveland, and a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Ibera.
Aye.
Trustee Stout.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Cleveland.
Aye.
Ayes have that, motion will carry. Moving on to item M, resolution regarding the release of closed session minutes. Mark?
Yes, these are the minutes that we looked at last meeting in closed session and on advice of the attorney. The minutes that are available to be released will only be released, not all.
All right, I'm gonna have a motion and a second for the resolution regarding the release of the closed session minutes.
So moved.
So moved by trustee Cleveland,
Second.
second by trustee Husk, and a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Stout.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Cleveland.
Aye.
Trustee Ibera.
The ayes have that, motion will carry. Item N, an ordinance authorizing the sale of the properties commonly known as 40 West North Channel Drive and 1609, 1611, and 1613 North Avenue in Round Lake Beach. Is all of those in one money amount?
No, they're in two separate bundles. The North Avenue properties, the 3 lots, have one amount, and then the 40 North Channel is an individual property by itself with a separate amount, as discussed in previous meeting.
Yeah, the amounts are, the 3 lots are 8,000 apiece, and the other one is 15?
Correct, and the requirement was that the 3 parcels had to be all purchased and consolidated into 2 lots. Therefore, it's basically a request for someone to develop, someone is planning to develop and put 2 new homes on those 3 properties and rehabilitate one home that became blighted that we acquired through judicial deed and get that one back up to a state where someone can live in it, so.
And Gil, do you want to touch on the reverter clause that we have in each of them too?
Both of them have reverter clauses basically stating that since the village did take them because they were blighted properties or abandoned lands or for other reasons, that they have a certain time limit, which was agreed upon. If they do not meet the requirements agreed upon, which is getting building permits and making them inhabitable or building a property within the agreed upon time limit, it reverts back to the village.
All right. So if we could then, an ordinance authorizing the sale of the properties commonly known as 40 West North Channel Drive and 6009, 11, and 13 North Avenue in Round Lake Beach in the amount of $15,000 for 40 North Channel and $24,000 for the 3 North Avenue lots total. 8,000, 8,000, and 8,000. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
So moved by trustee Davis, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Stout. And a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Husk?
Aye.
Trustee Davis?
Aye.
Trustee Cleveland?
Aye.
Trustee Ibera?
Aye.
Trustee Stout?
The ayes have that. Motion will carry. We have pulled item O from the agenda. We are now open to public participation. Considering our public has all left after the award ceremony, we have no questions or comments for the board. So we do not have executive session tonight for probable pending litigation, land acquisition, sale of land, executive session minutes, personnel, or collective bargaining. We have no actions on executive session, and I would now call for a motion and a second for adjournment.
So moved.
So moved by trustee Cleveland, second by trustee Ibarra, and a roll call, or actually, an all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, hearing no nays. Adjournment time is 7:56. Thank you all for the long meeting, but we didn't do bad.